Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Deepika. Hi,
Ma'am,
viewers. Good.
I'm
Youth
audible.
is a group of social activists working for the social causes. I am Shashi Kiran Bedi, associated with Nutan Prayas Manch. We all are here in the month of International Women's Day. And Nutan Prayas Manch is celebrating womanhood in this month of International Women's Day. And we are having live talk shows with eminent women achievers to know their accomplishments and contribution to this. We are living in a society exquisitely dependent on science and technology. Science has become a way of life. और ऐसे में आपको कोई मिले जिसका पता चले कि वो साइंटिस्ट है तो एक फीलिंग आती वाह व्हाट अ पर्सन. तो हमारी आज की गेस्ट भी एक साइंटिस्ट हैं, प्रिंसिपल साइंटिस्ट and head quality assurance and instrumentation division. She is Dr. Deepika Singh. She is in Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, Jammu. I, on behalf of the entire team of Nutan Prayas Manch, welcome you, Dr. Deepika Singh, to this platform.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're
it's an
honor. So first of all, I would like to ask you, कि लाइफ की किस स्टेज पे आपको लगा कि आपको साइंटिस्ट बनना है?
Ma'am, I would like to answer this question in a way. When I was doing my higher studies, when I was doing my masters in chemistry, in organic chemistry, that time I understood that my understanding to know anything was like two questions were irking me very much: why and how. Why it happens, how it happens. I never got satisfied with anything when somebody says you do this, you do that, and you will get this result. So that was not satisfying me. I always wanted to understand the things more deeper. So probably that time I understood that I could not be able to be, it will not attract my attention and energies if I go into a routine way of things and doing things routinely. I would be more interested to deal with things where integrating questions or deeper questions of understanding things will be involved. So I understand that. I think the role of scientist suits me better. So I came into the field of research and development.
In fact, it is, the science will be as long as the questions are there. So you had questions in your mind and you reached the right platform, right? So Dr. Deepika is head NABL, accredited quality control assurance. NABL बहुत भारी भरकम word लगता है, so I'll just explain it. NABL is National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratory. I think it's correct one, Dr. Deepika?
Yes.
Yes. Science is a beautiful gift to humanity, and we should not distort it. This is the line by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. But साइंस की प्रोग्रेस के साथ साथ एक और भी प्रोग्रेस हो रही है बहुत सारी. दैट इज द प्रोग्रेस इन एडल्ट्रेशन, प्रोग्रेस इन फेकिंग थिंग्स, प्रोग्रेस इन कॉपिंग थिंग्स. हम लोगों ने गाइडेड मिसाइल्स तो बना दिए, बट हम ह्यूमन बीइंग्स मिसगाइडेड हो गए, राइट? सो आजकल यही समझ में नहीं आता कि हम क्या खा रहे हैं, क्या हम असली दूध ले रहे हैं, क्या हम जो हनी खा रहे हैं वो अच्छा है, क्या हम जो मेडिसिन खा रहे हैं वो फेक तो नहीं है, ठीक नहीं हो रही तबीयत. तो एक हमेशा देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन इन आवर माइंड कि जो भी चीज़ हम खा रहे हैं वो कितने हद तक ठीक है. सो व्यूअर्स, उसमें ऐसी वाली चीज़ों में डॉक्टर दीपिका इज देयर टू हेल्प अस बिकॉज शी इज एन एक्सपर्ट जो मैथडोलॉजीज डेवलप करती हैं किसी भी फूड प्रोडक्ट में, चाहे वो बोटानिकल ड्रग्स हों, चाहे न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल्स हों, प्रोसेस फूड्स हों, वाटर, मिल्क, हनी, कुछ भी हो, उसमें पता लगाने में कि क्या उसमें कुछ अडल्ट्रेशन है. तो डॉक्टर दीपिका, आई वुड लाइक यू टू एक्सप्लेन ऑन दिस.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, to make the viewers understand what is adulteration means, Adulteration means to bluff categorically. It means that whatever you are selling off the shelf is not what it is, in simple, and as you have already spoken about it as well. So adulteration is wrong once the consumer, when he is taking the product off shelf, is labeled something else, but it is not that.
Exactly.
Is more in natural products. The reason for that being is natural products or natural produce is something which the natural organisms, it can be a plant, it can be any animal source, it can be any microorganisms, they are producing it. That becomes a natural product. So we have to understand that nothing, when it is natural, will be in bulk, because they are not factories. They are not producing it for the human being. They are producing it for their own self, either to save themselves from biotic or abiotic stress, or for their own attack from pathogens and many other things. They are blessed with those particular medicinal activities and bioactivities. So they are very important because they have their medicinal values. But once a person is taking, and why they are being looked after, why it is being sought after, because they are natural, so they don't have their side effects. Plain and simple, because of this, everyone picks up the things in the name of natural. It becomes an adulteration once you are claiming it that it is natural. I'll quickly come to the example, as you have said, honey, because I have worked on honey, so I will be speaking upon honey. Suppose when you say honey, why we say that as a natural product or a natural produce? Because it is understood that honey is being collected from the nectar of the flowers. The honeybee is going to the flower. She is traveling a distance, she's flying, she's going to flower, she's collecting the nectar, doing all the hard work and collecting it for herself. She collects it for herself for saving her for the winter season, so that she doesn't have to fly, and the food is prepared for her for the severe conditions. But we take honey, that's fine, that's a different part. But if it contains naturally sucrose, glucose, and fructose. Of course, yes, we are eating sugar. But the word adulteration comes once you are not selling the honey or not giving the honey which is collected by the honeybee. Rather, you are giving a sugarcane syrup, or you are giving a synthetic sugar, synthetic glucose, synthetic fructose, synthetic sucrose. That becomes an adulteration. Why?
ऐसे भी क्लेम आते हैं ना कि वो सिर्फ उन्होंने चीनी से हनी बना के तो दे दिया.
Yes, ma'am. And it is very sad to say, ma'am, that this is very prevalent. It can happen because of economic gains. I cannot say that this is something which is being done knowingly. It can happen unknowingly also. Both ways, we have to understand that adulteration can happen for economic motivated fraud, because to get money, or to they are getting more they have to supply more amount of honey, but they don't get honey. So what they are adding synthetic sugar. There can be many reasons for that. But what is wrong here is that if you are labeling that, okay, it is jaggery. If you see, ma'am, if someone Googles it, what is corn syrup, the makkah corn syrup look like, it will look like honey itself. If you Google it like jaggery syrup, the gur which we say, it will exactly look like honey. If you see sugarcane syrup, it will look like honey, but that is not honey. So adulteration can be from natural sources also. If I say sugarcane syrup, is it not natural? It is natural. But is it natural? It is adulteration, because it is not honey. So it is not honey, but it is natural. But it is a bluff. It is a wrong. The customers are not getting the right thing, what they are understanding as they are purchasing to. So sugarcane syrup, corn syrup, rice syrup. If you see the rice syrup, they also look like honey. So these are some particular syrup in the natural form: sugarcane syrup, corn syrup, jaggery syrup, rice syrup. You add them. You add little bit of honey. It is very unfortunate to say, ma'am, that the ratio of adding comes to, it goes up to like 90-10. It's like 10% is only honey, the 90% is other thing. So that is adulteration from the natural resources. That is one. The second adulteration can be that adulteration is from synthetic resources, like you are adding synthetic sugar. So that becomes a different level of adulteration. So here you have added natural resources. So how come it is helping them? Because sugarcane syrup or sugarcane juice you will get for lesser prices. You will get it quickly. You are adding it, so that becomes economically, or you are able to complete your order. So that is a different particular class. The another class is, okay, now you are adding synthetic sugar. So then when you are adding synthetic sugar, it becomes a direct adulteration. You are not it. The word natural is no more there. It is synthetic, more of synthetic and less of the natural portion. The third kind of adulteration is when the honeybee is being fed on the sugar itself. They are not allowed to fly, and it is the honeybee population is declining. It is, of course, it's wrong at one part, ethical issues, they are all wrong in that portion, but it is also dangerous for the honeybee also. That honeybee population is declining because they are not allowed to, the all the beehives, they are not flying, they are not going to the thing, they are eating sugar, and they are being fed with synthetic sugar. So it's a matter of concern. So all these adulteration is very prevalent in the market now. It How to catch it? So ma'am, there are guidelines. I would say that guidelines are always there. Like FSSAI have their guidelines that once the honey is in the market, they have listed 17 to 18 parameters in which they say, okay, I'll not go more technical into it. Very small terms, like they say that you should know how much is the glucose fructose ratio, how much is the moisture content. They have their parameters. They have given it very clearly laid out. But the main important thing is, first is implementation. How many people are getting it tested, first of all? So that is one important thing. They are coming into the market without getting tested. That is one other component of it. That's how the adulteration is also being there. After doing this adulteration, now the check, which we say as quality check, you can say this quality check, and how to detect adulteration in right scientific terminologies. So for that, there are gravimetric and titration methods which can be applied, and we can test them. But apart from them, what happens, ma'am, that once you are having adulteration from natural resources, like from sugarcane syrup. Now, how to detect? Because sugarcane is not honey. So I think I have made that understood that is also an adulteration. That is also glucose. This is also glucose. From sugarcane also you are getting fructose. From honeybee, the nectar of the flowers is also getting fructose, but it is an adulteration. Now, how to understand them? For that, ma'am, you need sophisticated machines. You have to go at the isotopic level. For that, I have to make it very, very clear that the adulteration is also getting very smart. As you have started, that one thing is also progressing, that the adulteration, the people who are adulteration are the people who are from the field itself. They understand कि what machine क्या पकड़ सकती है और machine क्या नहीं पकड़ सकती. So they go beyond that. And the machine which are available for MSME, or machine which are available for the common farmers or the common man, those machines will not be able to tell the adulteration. It is so high level, ma'am. Up now, adulteration, like I can say, okay, 90-10% of adulteration, or 80-20 adulteration, or 70-30 adulteration, I think those machines can they can pick up. But adulteration, like if we talk that we should not eat adulterated food, and it should be 100%. But adulteration like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is very difficult. It is very, very difficult to understand that level of adulteration using the machines which are available, which are like proper, like glucose, seeing glucose as glucose, seeing fructose and fructose. You will not be able to lead anywhere. For that, now there have to be many experiments which have to go together hand in hand to tell adulteration. It becomes a very tedious task now. It is it is very challenging to understand adulteration just by single experiment or by a single machine. It will not tell you. You have to have a database. You have to have a consortium.
थोड़ा सा करना चाहूंगी आपको. जैसे आपको एक सैंपल मिलता है कोई हनी का, तो आपको कितना टाइम लगता है उसको चेक करने में कि ये अडल्ट्रेटेड है या नहीं?
Ma'am, it's like in a way of saying timelines, I will say 3 to 4 working days is sufficient, and that too in case in case if the number of samples are coming more. Otherwise, if it is one sample, I say the third or fourth day you can get you can be aware of the adulteration, because the experiment itself, the procedure itself takes time, and we can talk about we can know about the adulteration in that ways. So
और कितने आते हैं आपको, या कौन कौन सी चीजों के सैंपल्स आपको जनरली आते हैं टू चेक फॉर एडल्ट्रेशन?
Ma'am, I would like to say that it's very good that you have raised this point. Adulteration, ma'am, अभी इतना ज़्यादा, it is very prevalent, but बहुत ज़्यादा अभी तक आया नहीं है. अभी तो मैम, I mean, it is not the test procedures, they are not very laid out. So it's a long way to go. As of now, because of the buzz, ma'am, I would like to mention here, which becomes very relevant, that Sunita Narayan, she revealed in December 2019 in Center for Science and Environment, she's the director there, that she revealed that it became a very big news buzz that all the honey, she tested around 13 brands of honey. Out of that, she told only Saffola, and I remember like Saffola and Nectar, I'm forgetting the name of the companies. They are only pure, rest all are adulterated, all the big names she takes. So that became the buzz. So let me admit that, ma'am, that became a buzzing point. Before that, adulteration is there, but there was, I mean, it is there because slowly and gradually the things are getting adulterated, natural forms. And we, as of now, are working, concentrating on ourselves, seeing the mandate of the Institute on honey. We are working on essential oils. We are working on adulteration on essential oils. And we are also working on adulteration in saffron. So these are the three things which are the one which comes under the main mandate of the institute, and we are focusing on them because it's a very complex, ma'am, to check them. And the SOPs and standardization are in the process. And once it becomes laid out, it becomes then and everything is, the protocols are standardized, then it will go to all the industries, because as an research and development organization, we have to do the technology transfer, and then the industry will become a mandate to get it checked. The protocols will be established, so we are working on it, ma'am.
आई फील के लोगों में भी ये अवेयरनेस नहीं है कि वेयर टू गो फॉर दिस चेकअप, कि कहाँ हम जाएं अडल्ट्रेशन. एंड इट्स वेरी कॉमन. आई टेल यू, वी वेंट टू सम प्लेस, ऐसे ही घूमने के लिए गए हुए थे. सो वी गॉट सेफ्रन. आई एम नॉट नेमिंग द प्लेस, बट आई नो इट विल बी ऑब्वियस टू एवरीबडी. सो सेफ्रन हम लेके आए काफी सारा, और वो सारा नकली था. फॉर द सेम, इट वॉज ओनली द डाइड स्टेम्स थे उसमें, और कुछ नहीं था. एंड इट्स नॉट ओनली विद मी, इट्स विद एवरीबडी. बहुत लोगों के साथ ही हो रहा है. एडल्ट्रेशन, यू राइटली सेड, इट इज नॉट जस्ट एडिंग समथिंग. इट इज, इफ इट इज नॉट ऑन द स्टैंडर्ड्स, अगर स्टैंडर्ड्स पे पूरा नहीं उतर रहा, इवन देन इट इज एडल्ट्रेशन. और मेरे को तो लगता है कि अब इतनी एडल्ट्रेशन है कि सिर्फ जो रात को ड्रीम्स आते हैं ना, वही प्योर रह गए, बाकी तो इट इज ऑल एडल्ट्रेटेड. नॉर्मली इट इज के आर्ट्स, हर आर्ट को ग्रो करने के लिए आपको फ्रीडम चाहिए, है ना. ओनली देन द आर्ट ग्रोज. बट आई थिंक फ्रीडम शुड नॉट बी गिवन फॉर द आर्ट ऑफ एडल्ट्रेशन, बिकॉज इट्स अफेक्टिंग एवरीबडी. जैसे दूध है, अब मिल्क, वी डोंट हैव सो मच ऑफ डेयरी कैटल. जितना दूध हमें मिलता है, हमारा वो दूध वाला आता है, जितना दूध आप उससे 10 kgs मांग लो वो 10 kgs दे जाता है, वो 1 kg मांग लो 1 kg दे देता है. और एज यू राइटली सेड कि उन लोगों के अपने पास इक्विपमेंट्स हैं जिससे वो मेजर कर लेते हैं उसका डेंसिटी, और वो तो आपको बहुत मुश्किल होता है चेक करना कि इफ इट इज एडल्ट्रेटेड और नॉट.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it's a very, very, very complex, but it is very concerning, and it should be addressed, ma'am. And I believe the common men should also understand this. Ki, ma'am, see, I don't know whether it will be the right to say right now here or not. But suppose if we are going like the vendors which are there, of course, we always, it's a very satisfaction factor that okay, the apples which are selling on the roadside, the running cost is 100 rupees a kg, and
More
see, I have got
more than that.
Yes. So, ma'am, see, we have to understand one thing which is very important. I think I should say it here, that those probably apples, I'm saying apples, I'm not naming apples. It can be apple, it can be any fruit, it can be any natural product, because we have to understand that when we're talking about adulteration, largely it is natural products. Largely it is a natural natural resource, from a natural resource. So what is happening, ma'am? Those, if the price is de-escalated, if it is in the season, that is understood. Okay, fine. There's something coming on. It's fine. But then many a times it's something which has been rejected from some other country, or it is something which is being which has failed if it has been tested somewhere, and now because of not very stringent regulatory check, or you can say the check of quality on the things which are in the market, it is coming to our domestic people, it's coming to our country. That's a very sad thing. So we should always see that we always know that people who are saying that उनको तो कुछ भी नहीं था, वो हमेशा natural खाती थी, but they suffered from so disease. Why it is happening? Because we are not understanding the things which are natural. They natural doesn't mean that they will not be having any contaminants. For example, if I say that the pesticides, we are spraying the pesticides, that's very relevant here. That's why I'm bringing out this point. So you are spraying pesticide because the plant has got infected with some disease. I'll also name here antibiotic drug residues. That suppose some animal has got some disease and you are spraying the antibiotic, or the animal is taking that antibiotic. Now, because of lack of education, or knowingly or unknowingly, or maybe not the right protocol has been given to them, they are spraying it more. So what is happening? That animal may be getting cured, but that particular antibiotic is going to its produce. So like for example, again I'll come to honey. Let's suppose honeybee got some disease. Now honeybee is being sprayed with chloramphenicol or tetracyclines. For that example, sulfonamides, anything, nitrofurans. So now the spray is more. So the honeybee is, when she is giving that residues of that particular antibiotic in the honey. So you spray it on the honeybee, but the spray was not proper or not right, or right. Very many reasons listed there, but it is coming to the honey. Now when I'm having that honey, I'm actually having an antibiotic drug residue, and they are very toxic, they are very they have got cancer activity, they are very potent, they are very hazardous, and you need only a little of it inside your body. Everything goes for a haywire. Similar goes for pesticide. Suppose the pesticide is there, you have sprayed on the plant, it has come in the water table, it has come in the tree table, in the tree system, it's come in the cycle only. So now if you're taking that apple, but that apple is, what is apple that is there? That apple is having, of course, that natural thing, as I've already mentioned, I'll not repeat, that apple is having that, okay, vitamin A rich, this rich, this rich, this rich. But now you are having residual pesticides in apple. So that is a very big matter of concern. So anything natural doesn't mean it is safe. You have to make sure that it is not having pesticides into it, which are known as, they generally come under the category of contaminants. So they are not known as adulterants. So adulteration is what is there, but they come under the category of contamination. But largely, if somebody says adulterants, it will not be wrong, but scientifically they come under the category of adulterants. So contaminants. So that is another very important thing, that once we are purchasing something which is very low, or so don't take it, because you may not know that you may be saving those few hundreds or few tens of your rupees, but they may be infected by something where they are being rejected, and you are just taking this, and you are compromising with your own health. So that is a very, very serious issue, ma'am, which I believe if the message is being taken, will be in the good health side of the people.
Yes, but the problem is कि how to know. जैसे हम लोगों को, आम बंदे को पता ही नहीं चलता है ना कि क्या चीज हम contaminated हैं, क्या हम adulterated खा रहे हैं, because ऐसे लगता है, जैसे मैंने शुरू में कहा, कि हर चीज हम contaminated खा रहे हैं, adulterated खा रहे हैं. हम जो पानी पी रहे हैं, that is so contaminated. हमें हर टाइम RO यूज करना पड़ता. I remember when we were young, we were kids, कभी ये नहीं था कि वो फिल्टर भी लगाते थे हम लोग, टैप वाटर पीते थे. Yes, अब contaminations बढ़ गई हैं चीजों में, वही पेस्टिसाइड रेजिड्यूज बढ़ गए. और अगर आप देखेंगे तो छोटे बच्चों में बहुत एब्नॉर्मैलिटीज आ रही.
करेक्ट मैम.
एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कंटामिनेशन. सो adulteration is one part you are working on, and where I would like to tell my viewers कि अगर आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम लगती है, किसी चीज में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, आप शक करते हो कि इसमें कंटामिनेशन हो सकती है, अडल्ट्रेशन हो सकती है, यू कैन ऑलवेज go with Dr. Deepika, go and ask her that how this can be checked up and what are the remedies. And another part of your science is कि पहले तो दो ही तरह की ड्रग्स होती थी, है ना. एक सिंथेटिक ड्रग ड्रग्स होती थी जो आपको एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर्स प्रिस्क्राइब करते हैं, और एक हर्बल ड्रग्स होती थी जो आयुर्वेदा वाले नॉर्मली प्रिस्क्राइब करते हैं. बट आई थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग इट वाज इन 2015, है ना, जब ड्रग कंट्रोलर जनरल ऑफ इंडिया DCGI ने एक नई कैटेगरी बनाई ड्रग्स में, दैट इज फाइटोफार्मास्यूटिकल्स, विच आर बेसिकली प्लांट प्रोडक्ट्स. और उनको हम अब यूज कर सकते हैं आयुर्वेदा में, यूनानी में, सिद्धा में, होम्योपैथी में, एंड दिस कैन बी प्रिस्क्राइब्ड बाय एलोपैथ्स एज वेल एज अदर डॉक्टर्स. सो एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज आया 2015 में. उसके बाद सभी डॉक्टर्स इन मेडिसिन को प्रिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं. और जैसे हम शुरू से लिंक कर रहे हैं अपनी बात को कि उसमें नेचुरल ज्यादा है, सिंथेटिक कम है. सो प्लीज थ्रो सम लाइट ऑन दैट कि क्या है वो, व्हाट इज दैट, एंड व्हाट इज योर रोल इन दैट.
Ma'am, this category of drugs, which you rightly said, are known as phytopharmaceuticals. So phyto means plant and pharmaceutical means drug-like properties. So one is allopathy, you have clearly mentioned that they are synthetic drugs. One is AYUSH mode, which is known as ISM, Indian System of Medicine. So these are like the drugs which are completely following Ayurvedic, homeopathy, Unani and Siddha. So phyto is taking the strength of both. Here I would like to it will be very important that I would like to say the name of my institute also. My institute is CSIR-IIM. So IIM is Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine. So what is this integrative means? That's the main point. The main point is they are taking the strength of both the systems of medicine. Both the systems of medicine means, once you talk about synthetic, of course, we have understood over a period of time, over the course of time, that synthetic drugs have their own side effects. What is the strength of ISM? The strength of ISM is they are natural. So what is the other side? The little weaker side. The little weaker side is they are not labeled. The constituents are not labeled. The shelf life is not very stringently followed. The procedures and protocols, they are not as properly laid out, as properly stringent as a allopathic rule. So here that route, the protocols, the QC, the manufacturing is very clear, very stringent, very good. But it is synthetic. You use the word API, active pharmaceutical ingredient. That API is synthetic. This in AYUSH, the API is natural. So here the route is very stringently laid out. Here the route is wavy. So now the new terminology has come, which is phytopharmaceutical. Phytopharmaceutical is taking the strength. What is the strength of your API? That is the natural. And what is the strength here? The root. So you are taking the strength of the root here, and the natural product is here. And this is known as phytopharmaceuticals. So this is where, and you say as an integrative medicine. Integrative means you have integrated the two systems of treatment. So now, what is my role into it? My role is, ma'am, once you are following it, now you are following it from the right thing. As I said, phyto means plant. Now we are taking medicinal plants. When we are taking medicinal plant, again, it is very, very important to understand here that every medicinal plant is not having those medicinal compounds which they are producing all the time of the year, all the places, all the seasons. A plant जैसे हर प्लांट का एक टाइम होता है जब उसका फ्रूट बनता है, रूट पर उसका राइपनिंग होती है, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. So होता क्या है, अब उसमें वहाँ पे वो अडल्ट्रेशन नहीं है. We use the word authenticity. It is more relevant if you use the word authenticity of the मेडिसिनल प्लांट. अब मेडिसिनल प्लांट में ऐसा नहीं है कि वो प्लांट है तो वो सामने प्लांट ही है, लेकिन ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जानना कि उस प्लांट में जिसके लिए उसकी मेडिसिनल प्रॉपर्टी है, जिसको हम साइंटिफिक टर्मिनोलॉजीज में कैरेक्टरिस्टिक मार्कर्स बोलते हैं. मींस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक मार्कर का मतलब है वो कंपाउंड जिसकी वजह से उसके अंदर मेडिसिनल प्रॉपर्टी है, वो उसके अंदर उस वक्त मौजूद है कि नहीं जब उसको हार्वेस्ट किया गया. एंड उसमें कोई और दूसरे मिलते जुलते जो देखने में विजिबल नहीं हो. हर प्लांट का हर पार्ट is not having medicinal property. Somebody's leaf are medicinal, somebody's root, bark, stems. It depends upon किसका क्या part की क्या medicinal property है. So उसकी medicinal property को जब हम उसको लेकर आगे चल रहे हैं, जिसको हम बोलते हैं BRM, botanical raw material, तो जो हमारा रोल था इसमें, जो the my group is working on is like to do the quality check is CMC, quality chemistry manufacturing and control study, it is known as largely. So do the CMC studies right from the botanical raw material कि हम उसमें check कर लें कि इसमें वो material है, characteristic material है. And ma'am, it is very very important to tell here that sometimes we have rejected even 500 tons of the plant material. They didn't have the material. The vendors they said कि okay particular characteristic plant है, sir आप ले लीजिए, हमने order किया. जब हमने उसको
इनफैक्ट आयुर्वेदा में बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं क्यों प्लांट आइडेंटिफिकेशन प्रॉपर नहीं है. जैसे एक इंसिडेंट मेरे को थोड़ा याद है कि टेक्सास चाहिए तो टेक्सास की जगह कोई और ही प्लांट लोगों ने पाउडर बना के दे दिया. आ रही है शायद. हाँ जी, यस.
So that is what is known as CMC study. So in phytopharmaceutical, I worked like that way right from the plant. फिर उस प्लांट का एक एक्सट्रैक्ट बनाया जाता है मैम. उसके अंदर की उसका कौन सा उसको पानी में घोलकर उसके कंपाउंड्स निकलते हैं या अल्कोहल में घोल के निकलते हैं या हाइड्रो अल्कोहलिक निकलते हैं. देयर आर प्रोटोकॉल्स एंड प्रोसीजर्स व्हिच फॉलो. सो फिर हम उसको बोलते हैं बोटानिकल ड्रग सब्सटेंस और एक्सट्रैक्ट. सो उसके अंदर फिर पूरा चेक होता है एंड देन अगेन एट दैट बोटानिकल रॉ मटेरियल ओनली वी चेक पेस्टिसाइड्स तो नहीं है, heavy metals तो नहीं. heavy metals means lead तो नहीं है, arsenic तो नहीं है, because they have all come in the cycle. as I've already told you that over a period of time हमारे plant की चीज़ों को लेकर भी safe नहीं रहे, because पानी नहीं रहा, हवा नहीं रही मैम. it is not what it was 1000 years back. 1000 क्या कर लो मैम, 100 years पहले भी जा लो. so इसीलिए that is the main thing. It is important to understand that anything which is natural is safe. We cannot say it now. Things have changed because environment मैम बहुत polluted हो चुका है. हमारा वाटर टेबल, हमारा एयर पोल्यूशन. सो नेचुरल चीज़ों के साथ भी बहुत सारी टॉक्सिसिटीज इन्वॉल्व हैं. सो इन फाइटोफार्मास्यूटिकल व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज chemistry manufacturing and control studies where I'm rightly from the botanical raw material, that is the plant itself, उसके characteristic marker को लेके फिर drug substance, so formulation आप tablet बना रहे हो, again everything is following this strength. We have taken the natural product and this is strength, and now we are going up to the final finished product stage. So that is my role in phytopharmaceuticals.
जैसे बहुत बार होता है ना, कुछ कोई डॉक्टर्स, एक तो क्वालिफाइड डॉक्टर्स है ना, हमारे यहाँ बहुत सारे और वैद और वैसे डॉक्टर्स भी हैं. एंड फॉर मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स स्पेशली फॉर आर्थराइटिस, जॉइंट पेन्स, एक को फायदा होता है, लोग बोलते हैं वो उस वैद से दवाई लेके आओ तो फायदा होगा, है ना. तो वो अपनी वो पुड़ी बना के दे देते हैं और लोग आके लेते हैं और ठीक भी हो जाते हैं. एंड आई रिमेम्बर कि बहुत बार लोग फिर वो लैब में लेके आते हैं कि सर ये पता करवाना है कि इस दवाई से बहुत फर्क पड़ रहा है. एंड फाइनली जब उसका चेक करते हैं तो उसमें कोई स्टेरॉइड्स निकलते हैं. मतलब दैट इज ऑल्सो अ प्रैक्टिस कि हम कोई भी स्टेरॉइड्स डाल के दे देते हैं और दूसरे ठीक हो रहे हैं, तो आपका पेशा धंधा चल निकलता है. सो दैट इज बीइंग डन देयर. आर्थराइटिस के बाद फिर मेरे को जैसे याद आ रहा है कि जैसे एल्जाइमर्स है ना, आज इतनी कॉमन हो रही है ये चीज कि हम भूलना शुरू हो जाते हैं. जैसे सामान लेने गए, किचन से आप फ्रिज तक गए, फ्रिज के दरवाजा खोल के आप खड़े होते हो कि क्या है ना, देन यू गो बैक टू योर किचन एंड देन यू फाइंड कि अच्छा ये चीज मुझे लेके आनी थी. बट दिस ग्रेजुअली इंक्रीजेस एंड फाइनली इट मे लैंड अप, गॉड फॉरबिड नहीं होना चाहिए, बट येस इट मे लैंड अप कि आपको एल्जाइमर्स हो गई है. सो हैव यू वर्कड समथिंग फॉर दिस आल्सो?
Yes ma'am. हम लोगों का मैम इट इज़ वेरी वेरी प्राइड टू से दैट आवर नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज आर ब्लेस्ड विद ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ problems which they naturally can cure. And ma'am, research publications are coming out where many of the natural product they are treating Alzheimer's, and they are showing that they have the effect on Alzheimer thing. And we are clinically we are doing the PKPD, we are showing it mechanistically, we are working on their characteristic markers, and beautiful results are coming on soon ma'am. They will come into the market. So in our J&K region it is a blessed, it's blessed with the niche is blessed. Definitely these jadi booties, this Himalayan region, they are blessed with medicinal properties, and few of them are having they are showing very potent activity against Alzheimer's. So it will very soon come into the public platform as well. Very intensive studies are going on.
इसका मतलब आप ये बता रहे हो कि एल्जाइमर्स का भी आप कोई क्योर जल्दी ही इस्टेब्लिश करने जा रहे हो. दैट इज अ ग्रेट न्यूज. जैसे पीछे जैसे डेंगू या डेंगी जो भी उसको प्रोनाउंस करते हैं, डेंगू के बहुत सारे केसेस हो रहे थे, बहुत प्रॉब्लम थी, डेथ्स भी हो रही थी, उसका भी कुछ काम हुआ है आपके इंस्टीट्यूट में?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it started in 2017, where, ma'am, one company approached us. They had one medicinal plant, which they say they have already have given the biological activity. The doctors have already proven that they are showing very important, potent activity against dengue. So they approached us that if, as we can we give it a scientific evidence, can we find out the compounds, can we find out the molecules, and can we correlate with its biological activity? So, ma'am, there was almost more than 6 to 7 years of study has gone into that project, where we have taken out the characteristic compounds, and we have done all the CMC study, we have done all the qualitative studies, कितना compound था, कौन सा compound था, biological चीज को लेकर scientific evidence दिया, ma'am, and it has shown, and that was our area where we are giving the scientific evidence, and that company has taken it forward. So that company probably very soon they are trying to figure out in which mode they will go, whether they'll go in AYUSH mode or which mode, and then it will be in the market now. So
कुछ रिलेशन कोविड-19 की ड्रग से भी बन रहा है ना?
yes, ma'am. उसका क्या हुआ, ma'am? What happened that when we were about to launch, that company was about to launch, उसी time पे, ma'am, COVID-19 hit, and as what happened, repurposing immediately drug निकालना possible नहीं था. Of course, the attention went to vaccinations. Yes, that was the need of the hour. But this was a drug. Drug are different from vaccines. So, ma'am, what happened that all the drug which were in pipeline, they were repurposed for COVID-19 to see whether they are working on COVID-19, as the symptoms and largely the class was similar. So they were being tested on COVID-19. And, ma'am, I'm happy to say that they reached up to the phase 2 clinical trials. They show potent activity, and it was being shown that that particular AQCH was the extract. That particular extract, they showed a very potent activity against COVID-19 also.
COVID-19. So COVID-19 के पेशेंट्स को भी हेल्प मिली है उससे बहुत.
Yes, ma'am.
So great achievement. I think आपकी साइंस की बातें करते रहेंगे तो 1 घंटा बहुत कम टाइम है आपके साथ बात करने के लिए. I'll go to the other front of life. You are wife of an Air Force officer, and I understand कि किसी भी forces के officers की wives बहुत busy होती हैं social activities में. So what all you are doing on that front?
Ma'am, I'm happy to say that Indian Air Force, my husband is in Indian Air Force, ma'am, and there it's a custom that they take care of the mental health, and the social well-being network is very, very strong. And proudly I say here that it has been ingrained in us from the day one, that once we are being married to an officer, immediately we become a part of an organization which is known as Air Force Wife Welfare Association. The immediate responsibility which is being expected, and we are being groomed in that way, that you have to take care of your men, the men ladies, because those ladies, for them and everyone, our husbands, they go and fight the war, they go and do missions, and they are in real challenging areas where it's actually a matter of life and death, and how to keep yourself sustained, how to take care of family, because the husband, the soldier who's fighting at the war front, he's not worried about the family, he's not worried about the children, he's not worried about you. So that is very beautifully taught to us. And I'm very it's like I remember all the senior ladies who have taught me this, and we that how the bonds starts become very stronger, ma'am, once they are on their as largely my husband was in J&K region, where they have to take care of the front. They are in glaciers, they are flying for 15 days, they are there for 20 40 days, you are not seeing them, and they are in harsh conditions. The connectivity is like now to, ma'am, J&K has got the mobile connectivity, but there were times where mobile was not there, like one time in a day, 5 minutes you are talking, so you cannot put up all the problems which you're facing. You'll say everything is okay, everything is good, so that the mental balance, the happiness, it remains at both the side. So as my husband was posted as Chief Operation Officer in Air Force Station Jammu, he has given his charge in this last year only, in June 2022. So I had to look after his president, Air Force officiating president as Afa local, and and I was looking after the men ladies. And ma'am, it was a very humble experience for me. Taking care of those ladies, I cannot say how much I learned in myself. The problems, those ladies, they are brave. I can say they are brave, and they are always smiling, and they are actually growing. So it was a very, very good experience. As well as I came to know about women officers, ma'am, and it actually changed my personality as well. Seeing them, I learned so much, ma'am. They are like actually always smiling, never say no, never say die. That attitude actually has come to me from forces. So for that, I would like to thank my husband, the Indian Air Force, the culture which is there. And it actually has given me strength, the brave, that spine to stand against thing if it is wrong, that courage to say wrong is wrong, and that courage to say right is right, and be on the right path, follow the right standards. So that all courage, I think, I have to say that it came from Indian Air Force. So I would like to say thank you to my husband and my daughter and all the Sanganis. We say them as Sanganis, ma'am. All the Sanganis, all the senior officer ladies, and everyone who has built me day by day, moment by moment. And they enjoy also, ma'am. They take care of each other. The honesty is very much ingrained there. They're true to each other. So that all is very beautiful relationship, ma'am. There.
नेचुरली जब men are at war front तो लेडीज जो यहाँ पे उनको अपने आप को स्ट्रांग भी रखना है तो आप किस तरह की एक्टिविटीज कराते हैं कैन यू एग्जाम्पलीफाई
यस मैम लाइक मैम वहाँ पर ना बहुत अच्छे से सबको ग्रो किया जाता था लाइक दे आर नोन एज वोकेशनल कोर्सेज सो द लेडीज वर टॉट हाउ टू डू देयर ओन सिलाई कढ़ाई देन हाउ टू डू द ब्यूटी पार्लर कोर्सेज देन हाउ टू डू मेक देम कंप्यूटर सेवी मैम उनको बहुत अच्छे से ना जिंदगी जीने के लिए जो चीज़ें ज़रूरी होती है ना जिसकी जहाँ पे गैप होती थी सो दैट इफ दे आर गोइंग हाउ टू गो फॉर ड्राइविंग सो मैम उनको ड्राइविंग सिखाना उनको यू नो इफ समबडी इज फीलिंग कि ठीक है उसको कंप्यूटर कोर्स से उसको फायदा होगा इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग कोर्सेज सो दे ऑल द कोर्सेज वर टॉट टू देम स्मॉल कोर्सेज डिप्लोमा बिकॉज शॉर्ट टर्म में दे विल सी द रिजल्ट्स इट विल ग्रूम देम सो ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत अच्छे से मैम वहाँ पे की जाती थी विच इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ द एक्टिविटी एंड उनको फिर अकाउंटिंग सिखाना मैम उनको हाउ टू डू द accounting though this was also being taught to them how to handle bank balances then many other things unke bachchon ka khayal rakhna main in the way that it was made sure that every station have got different sport activities people the children are getting basketball coach aa raha hai badminton coach aa raha hai so that becomes the all the senior ladies they jointly work together to take care of all the men ladies means aapka ghar mein aapko koi tension nahi honi chahiye aapki tension is my tension so that is beautiful ma'am that is beautiful there बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए अगर आपको कोचिंग चाहिए अगर कोई सांगनी कोई लेडी शी वांट्स टू टीच सो उसके लिए आई मीन देन टू गिव हर द राइट प्लेटफॉर्म उसको एक रूम देना एक proper type dena so that she can teach and she can spread the word ki okay she has got her expertise in maths so whosoever children jiske bhi bachchon ko maths mein problem ho rahi hai aapko 1 घंटे ye padhayenge so she's also getting that experience she's also growing now if she teaches for 1 or 2 years and she's teaching almost a good number of students then she can go outside in a school and become a teacher so you are growing them like this we used to take care of them
दैट इज राइट क्योंकि जितना भी स्ट्रेस और टेंशन हम लोगों के अंदर आता है इफ वी आर बिजी फॉर द राइट कॉज और बड़े अच्छी किसी चीज में हम इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं तो वो स्ट्रेस आसपास नहीं होता है ना अदरवाइज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस इफ योर मेन आर नॉट हियर दे आर नॉट विद यू और फैमिली के लोग बाहर हैं कहीं पे तो नेचुरली वो सो दैट्स अ वेरी गुड मेजर यू आर टेकिंग so you are busy in the day you are busy in the lab and in the evenings you are busy with the sanguinis so how do you maintain this work life balance
ma'am it is ma'am office and maintaining them I would like to say ma'am For that, the only thing is you have to be positive. Once I was reaching home after the office, obviously, ma'am, it is from 9 to 5:30, and I hardly remember the days when I'm leaving at 5:30. It always used to extend because, of course, the job is like you have to. It is a responsibility till the time your experiments are running, your results are not out. You are not able to just look at the clock and go. So you have to complete that. But ma'am, as soon as I used to reach home, I feel that all my tiredness has become the positivity because children are waiting. They have waited for the whole day. They have given their time. So suddenly that becomes that energy comes, and I'm again 100%. Only by the time I'm driving, I'm like all tired as soon as the doorbell rings and the check of the children is there at the as soon as they open the door. So it gives me the energy, and I'm like 100% into looking after them. And I think here we should thank God that as a Nari we are Shaktis, and as a lady we actually have got our genetic makeup where we can do multitasking. I would admit that I think I think every one of us who are a lady will admit to me that we can do all. I mean, हम लोग घर भी चला लेते हैं, ऑफिस भी देख लेते हैं. ये शायद हम लोगों को कुदरती है मैम. एंड सो वन एक जगह से थकान होते ही दूसरी जगह के काम देखते ही थकना होके उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेते हुए पूरे फैमिली को भी देखने की कोशिश करते हैं. एंड आई थिंक हेयर आवर इंडियन कल्चर ऑल्सो प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल दैट एक इसमें सिर्फ एक गलती ये हो जाती है मैम कि हम अपने बारे में नहीं सोच पाते. सो दैट इज़ वन थिंग आई वुड एडमिट कि शायद हम खुद को भूल जाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफिस के बाद बच्चों को देखना, उनकी खुशी मिलती है, परिवार को देखना, हस्बैंड को देखना, मैम सब आई मीन यू हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ एवरीवन. बट शायद हम खुद को भूल जाते हैं. लेकिन हाँ, ये है कि हमें खुद का भी ध्यान रखना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. अगर हम वो भी ध्यान रखेंगे तो और भी अच्छा होगा एंड वी विल बी हेल्दी. सो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट मैम.
In fact, that is where social interaction is very important.
Yes.
और पॉजिटिव वाइब्स के साथ अगर आप एक दूसरे को मिलते हो तो आप बहुत फ्रेश रहते हो, और उतने में आप बहुत कुछ अपने लिए नहीं भी करते हो तो इवन देन यू आर ग्रोइंग स्ट्रॉन्गर डे बाय डे. So that is the best part of life. To be busy is the best. And for women, as you say कि शक्ति है वो, तो I would say women is a unique creature for that. She is the only one who can create, who can nurture, and who can transform. So nobody can match a woman. So that is where we are talking about women on International Women Day. So it was great talking to you, Dr. Deepika Singh, and I think viewers also must have enjoyed talking to this principal scientist, smart lady. So it's so good you could spare your valuable time to be with us and with all the viewers. And from your talk, I would say that good food, pure food rather, your food should not only be the privilege, it is the right of every citizen. So on that note, I would like to finish and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. May you be a bigger and bigger scientist and help people and keep serving the communities. Thank you so much, Dr. Deepika, and thank you all the viewers to be with us. And I would wish all of you happy Holi because it's approaching very soon. All the best to everyone. God bless us all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Great learning. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.